An unnamed Colombian woman recently checked into a hospital after complaining of abdominal pain. What the doctors found during this examination will shock you. You see, when they examined the 22-year-old woman, they found roots growing out of her vagina. No, roots. Now, the nurse originally thought, oh, this has got to be a practical joke, right? No, an examination revealed the existence of a potato in her vagina. A potato. Apparently, she told the doctors that she was using that potato as a form of contraception. Potato? Where in the world would she get that idea? Well, apparently her mother told her that if you put a potato in your vagina, it will prevent pregnancy. Not kidding. So you put a potato in your vagina and it stops pregnancy. Well, she had that thing in her vagina for 2 weeks and it started to grow. Now, we can all go tee-hee and ha-ha about her putting a spud in her pud, but this actually paints a really good picture of how social conservatism and attitudes against sex and sex education are leading to actual destructive problems and behaviors. In Colombia, where this all happened, while they do teach a form of sex education, a lot of parents have rejected it, saying, nope, we cannot, no, don't listen to the sex ed teacher, don't do any of that, stick potatoes in your vagina. Apparently, it's a cultural taboo to talk about sex and to teach people about sex and how to do it safely. And it's not just parents that are doing this, it's led a lot by the Catholic Church. Now, the Catholic Church is very prominent in Colombia, and as well as groups that denounce sex education. Why do they denounce sex education? Apparently, it leads to homosexuality. Yes, teaching people about sex, because it's so dirty and wrong and horrible, with people, members of the opposite sex, will somehow make you gay. I don't know, man. Look, on top of that, experts call Colombia's approach to sex ed, quote, medieval. Now, obviously, that's a big problem that goes far beyond inserting vegetables into your nether bits. Studies show that contraception and accurate sex education actually do a lot to lower rates of pregnancy, STDs, abortions, but of course, Colombian youths are going the opposite way. What's also funny is there's a stat that the better sex education they have, the more often children, teenagers will wait to have sex. Turns out if you teach somebody about how this whole thing works, you get less people out there doing it. Imagine. And they can make better decisions for themselves. Who knew, right? Now, according to the Colombian Family Welfare Institute, young people's general rejection of conventional contraceptive measures, such as condoms and contraceptive pills, coupled by a macho society which often sees girls pressured into having unsafe sex, has contributed to a high level of unwanted teenage pregnancies. According to the Ministry of Education, on average, Colombian girls start having sex between the ages of 14 and 15, often with no protection and no family planning. As a direct effect of both, a lack of reliable sex education in school and the taboo of a discussion in the home, demonstrating the dire need for such classes to continue. Furthermore, according to the Ministry of Education and sociologist Maria Eugenia Rosselli, quote, you cannot ask a young person to freely discuss sex with their parents. Now, what kind of effect does that have? That has the effect of essentially having a vacuum of information. If parents don't take initiative to have the sex talk and to do it fairly and accurately, then you're going to have a lot of missing information, and these kids aren't going to be able to make smart choices. According to Simon Gaviera, President of Colombia's House of Representatives, an estimated 90 out of every 1,000 Colombian girls aged 15 to 19 become pregnant every year in Colombia, bringing with it large socioeconomic inequalities and personal development issues. So while it is kind of funny to scoff at somebody sticking a potato in their hoo-ha, you have to look at why people believe in such crazy things like this in the first place. And once you realize that, you can attack those causes and help people make better decisions about their own lives.